What up, IDS Mob? Welcome to the Introvert Dating Success Show, courtesy of introvertdatingsuccess.com. I'm your host, as always, HarryWilmington. And today we're back to answering people's questions. And so there's a question from a guy that wants to know what the "I don't know what I want" line means when a woman says this to him, okay? And this is his situation. Basically, he has a best friend who he kissed one time, and since that time, she's been saying things to where he can't tell what it is that's going on with her and why she would tell him certain things. So let's go ahead and dive into what his question is. And I'm gonna go over this interesting study that really lets you know how it is that women are more likely to be attracted to you based on doing this certain thing, all right? So here's his question. He says, "What does this mean? My best friend and I kissed a couple of days ago, and since then, she has said all the following. I wanna keep it casual and slow. I don't know how I feel. At least we have each other," in reference to when some of our other friends are going out with us. "I told her earlier that I want to see where this goes, and she hit me with the 'I don't know what I want' again. At this point, I'm getting the feeling she wants to stay as friends, but won't tell me out of fear of hurting me. Any experience with a situation like this?" Okay, so first off, what I want to say is this. The fact that you two were able to even kiss in the first place is fantastic, because that means on some level, she has at least a physical attraction to you of some kind. And that's always a good place to start, because sometimes when you have women friends, they're friends of yours that would never, ever even think about considering you as a potential person to date or make out with. So the fact that you guys are able to do that is fantastic. But here's where the problem arises, okay? It's not of the things that she said, it's what you said first. And what he said first was that he wanted to see where this thing goes. Now, granted, they don't actually have a thing right now other than a friendship. In terms of a relationship that's deeper than that, that's not the case right now, okay? So then you're probably asking yourself, if that's not the case, then why did she kiss him? Well, for one, kissing feels good. For two, she could have found him physically attractive in that moment. And three, she might have been curious about what it would be like to kiss him, and possibly also hoping that in doing that, maybe it would just be that. Or that if she kissed him and liked it, then that could start her on her journey towards figuring out why she wanted to kiss him in the first place, how good it felt, and what this actually means, all right? So that's her journey, and that's how she's gonna best be able to come to these various conclusions. But the caveat is that she cannot feel that when this happens, that the man is suddenly giving her any kind of indication that's going to pressure her into having to feel things stronger than she's at right now, okay? So at the point that she kissed him, she's not at the point where she's suddenly ready to try to take this down a relationship path. It could be the start of thinking about that possibly being a thing, but she's not there yet. The problem is at the point where he vocalized that he wants to see where this goes, he's indicating to her, and what she's interpreting is that he's already thinking about her in a relationship type of level. And because she now knows this, and I've told you guys on the show before that when you tell women things that are in terms of emotions or stuff, oftentimes they read into it 3 times more than you may necessarily mean it. So while he's saying, "I want to see where this goes," she's thinking, "This? What do you mean this thing goes? Is he saying that this already feels like a relationship? Is he trying to take this down the path of us being together? Like, we just kissed. I don't even know if I'm thinking about going on a date with this guy, and he's already asking about if we could possibly be in a relationship. I'm not ready for that," okay? And so this is why you don't verbalize this stuff early on. But more importantly, it is a scientific fact that more often than not, women are gonna have higher attraction for men whose feelings they're not completely sure about. Now, I've heard other gurus say this, and before I started spouting it on this show, I wanted to actually see if that was true. Like, is there actually a scientific study that was done that shows that women like guys more when they don't actually know for sure what their emotions are? So I looked it up. Lo and behold, there's actually a study, which I'm going to go over for you right now, and I'll put it on the screen for you guys that are watching at my YouTube site, youtube.com/HarryWilmington. And so it was a study that was done and published February 7th, 2011 by the Association for Psychological Science, all right? And so I'm gonna read through this just to kind of give you guys the understanding of what is going on here, okay? So here goes the article. And I'll post this also underneath near the comment section in my YouTube video as well. The article goes, are you still looking for a date for Valentine's Day? Here's some dating advice straight from the laboratory. It turns out there may be something to, quote, playing hard to get. A study published in Psychological Science, a journal of the Association for Psychological Science, finds that a woman is more attracted to a man when she is uncertain about how much he likes her. It says, on the one hand, a lot of psychological research has found that person A usually likes person B about as much as they think person B likes them. Quote, if we want to know how much Sarah likes Bob, a good predictor is how much she thinks that Bob likes her, writes the author of the papers, who have hard names I'm not going to read. But what if Sarah is not sure how much Bob likes her? This might lead Sarah to spend a lot of time thinking about Bob, wondering how he feels, and she might find him more attractive the more she dwells on him, okay? So before I get into the study itself, if we look back at the previous situation we were just talking about, when they were making out, at that point, she knew that he liked her enough to want to kiss her back. But she didn't necessarily know if there was a certain heightened level of like, if this was maybe just a thing he was doing just to get the feelings of kissing out. But she wasn't completely sure of what direction he was trying to take this. Had he left it at that and just let things progress naturally, she would have started to wonder, what did this kiss mean? Well, where does he try to take this someplace? Is he just using me as a kiss toy? Like, what does this mean? She would have talked to her girlfriends about the situation. And the more she would have brought up talking about him, the more she would have been thinking about him, the more it would have naturally developed in her to have that attraction. But because he came out and said, well, now that we've kissed, I want to see where this thing's going. Now that she has an idea of like how much he actually likes her, it can now be a deterrent to her wanting to build feelings because she's thinking he's already at a heightened situation in terms of his like for her and she's not there yet. And had she not known that, she could have naturally built up a like to where it would have matched his, even if he was at already a heightened like. Him not saying that immediately upon them kissing and whatnot would have been better for him in the long run, okay? So let's continue what the study says. So the study says 47 female undergrads at the University of Virginia, which is where I'm from, participated in the study. Each student who believed that the experiment was designed to study whether Facebook could work as an online dating site was told that male students from 2 other universities had viewed her profile and those of 15 to 20 other females. Then the women were shown 4 men's Facebook profiles that they thought were real, but were actually fictitious. Some of the women were told that they'd seen the 4 men who liked them the most. So in other words, they showed them these 4 guys and said, hey, these are the 4 guys out of all the ones that you saw that had a high interest in you, all right? Then the study says others were told that these were 4 men who rated the women as above average, or just like they're okay, but not really high interest, all right? And then a third group were told that the men could be either the ones who liked them the most or the ones who liked them about average. So in other words, those women didn't know about the level of the men's interest because they were giving like, you know, he could like you or he could just think you're okay. We're not sure which one, all right? So as other researchers found, women who believed the men liked them a lot were more attracted to the men than the women who thought the men liked them only an average amount. However, the women who found the men most attractive were the ones who weren't sure whether those men were into them or not. Quote, numerous popular books advise people not to display their affections too openly to a potential romantic partner and to instead appear choosy and selective, the authors write. Women in this study made their decisions based on very little information on the man, but in a situation not unlike meeting someone on an internet dating site, which is common these days. Quote, when people first meet, it may be that popular dating advice is correct. Keeping people in the dark about how much we like them will increase how much they think about us and will pique their interest, okay? So this is scientifically proven stuff that says that if you are not out there on those first few dates blabbing about how much you like them, how much you want to spend more time with them, how much you want to be with them, that it's going to give the other person a better chance of building attraction to you because they have to think about you more and they have to start thinking about, well, does he like me or not? How can I figure that out? In what ways can I do certain things to see to it that their interest is going in the direction that I want it to? And so for those of you that have not heard this thing before, because I've heard this before many, many times by various other people, you may think that it's game playing. You may be thinking, well, that's stupid. Why would I want to hide my interest from a woman if I already know? And this is what I tell you guys, is that your male brain is tricking you. Your male brain is making you think within a date or two that you already have a high interest in somebody that you have not properly vetted. And there is a lot more positive things that are going to happen if you are patient and taking your time. On your end of things, you'll get to really discover and find out more about a person if you're not declaring by date 2 that they're already the one for you, okay? But the upside for the other person in this situation is that bit of ambiguity of not knowing is actually going to make them really stop and consider how much they want you in their lives and how it's their own choice to choose to spend time with you. You coming along and giving all these feelings, you're thinking you're doing them a service, but what you're actually doing is you're forcing them, in their head, you're forcing them to have to make a decision about you too early on in the process, okay? So in reference to this guy, yeah, him saying to this girl, I want to see where this goes. If you're spending time with her, she's going to naturally understand that you're both seeing how this goes. But I'm telling you guys, you verbalizing this stuff makes it too intense for women at times to where they're going to be scared off and not want to either be with you, or they're going to be like this girl and be all wishy-washy, saying things like, oh, well, I don't know what I want right now, and I'm not sure, and I want to keep it casual and slow. And by the way, anytime a woman tells you that she wants to keep it casual and slow with you, what that should indicate to you is that whatever you're doing is the opposite of that. Like her verbalizing she wants to keep it casual and slow means to her you're taking it too serious and moving too quickly, okay? A woman that likes you, give her time to build up a full interest in you. Scale back, lean back, be patient. If she's saying she wants to keep it casual, fine, keep it casual. Continue to see her, continue to talk to other women until a point where she's ready to be more serious. And women will bring it to your attention when they're ready to be more serious. If she's saying take it slow, that means don't be trying to compliment her all the time. Don't be trying to constantly take her out on dates. Don't try to bribe her with gifts. Take it casual, take it cool, ask her out once a week to hang out, once a week to make out, whatever. She will bring up when she's ready for relationships, when she's ready to take things to the next level. Until that happens, just keep it cool. And as you're keeping it cool, she'll start thinking, hey, why is he keeping it so cool? Is he possibly seeing other people? How much does he actually like me? Let me do things to find that out. At which point, you'll know that she's coming towards you. And as I always say, if she's chasing you, she can't be replacing you. If you're coming at her 100 miles an hour and she's going at 60, I got news for you. You're going to chase her away. If she's coming at you, you already know you have a high like. So you don't have to worry about chasing her so hard. Let her be the one to come to you and start suggesting things that indicate that this is being taken to a higher level in terms of her feelings and in terms of a relationship. All right? So hopefully, guys, this helps you out. If you need more help, you want to go to introvertdatingsuccess.com and click on the coaching tab to get one-on-one coaching. Also go there to check out my ebooks, audiobooks, and programs, all designed to help you date as your introverted self while still getting your precious alone time. If you want to support me, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/HarryWilmington, and also send me a cash app at $HarryWilmington. That's all for today. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I'll catch you guys on the next show. I'm out. Peace.